Hey, it's me, Alex Music. Welcome to my political life video blog, and I'm here, to talk about. Here's your worst nightmare about, yeah. Haven't you noticed that? Did you know that snow comes from outside? So where's my age? Because where was I? Because I, Alex Music, because love or hate winter because every time, because after Christmas and New Year's, everything else to be civilized is still winter. And I have no objection about this one. That's why my grandparents years ago lived lived here, and this is where I usually throw a little bit of snowballs at my face, and it gets civilized. And or if I walking over to 42nd and Curtis, or if I go to downtown, walking over, and guess what? It's cold, and this is where I wear gloves. Whereas because I turn into a this is gonna be cold. It's gonna be, my hands are cold. It's a turn to numbness. And this is what happens to everything else can be civilized. You see, that's the subject of climate change. And according to Blaze.com, and see what happens, says Al Gore blames record U.S. cold on climate change. But guess what? Meteorologist drops the truth bomb on yes. You guessed it. Al Gore. Yeah. is a little bit of inconvenient truth or whatever happens because he took his Twitter swipe account last week to blame the recent record cold snap on climate change. You what? And then he tries to, you guessed it, sharply rebuked on the facts by a famed meteorologist. Oh well, this is gonna be worse. Believe it or not, it does. So, here's a question I want to say. What did Al Gore says? Well, guess what? He tweeted on his Twitter account, and it says that it's bitter cold in parts of the U.S., but climate scientist Dr. Michael Mann explains that exactly what we should expect from the climate crisis. Crisis. Oh, not anymore, you don't. What do you expect to believe that, Mr. Gore? Man-made climate change, and it's bitter cold in winter, as far as we're concerned. What comes next? Oh, this week is gonna be. Wait, guess what? This week is gonna be super cold, and as far as we're concerned. Well, who knows? Now, Steve Malloy takes a swipe at Al Gore. It says, according to his Twitter account, Junk Science, Al Gore, freezing is the new warming. But what can you expect from someone who relies on fake Nobelist Michael Mann? Man, I believe it's a good question. Now the article was penned by Michael Mann, Dr. Michael Mann. He was you know what Dr. Michael Mann is? No. No. He's the creator. No, not the creator of Miami Vice, where it is. But I'm talking about a climate scientist. Yeah, fake scientist. And that's why he is a professor of atmospheric science at Penn State University. Dr. Mann says that the heavy lake effort snows this year. Well, it nears Great Lakes are a global sign, are a sign of global warming because of the warming temperatures that causes the lakes to stay warmer, larger than producing more snow. And that's why he argued that despite the recent cold snap, but the U.S. have seen many days, more days, seen many more days of, very above the norm of the temperatures that very below normal temperatures. And I'll tell you one thing, it's in the past. Several years. It's in the past. And what about Dr. Mann talks about that despite of this central and eastern U.S. has been locked into a Arctic cold pattern for more than a week. Well, guess what? The western U.S. And man of the rest of the world, because it has been warm. Man also blamed last week's major East Coast snowstorm on warmer than, you guessed it, normal ocean water. Well, I guess I have no objection whatsoever. Now these allegations can be, however, more narrative and opinion than rather than fact. According to Joe Bastardi of weatherbell.com, weatherbell.com. Here's what meteorologist Joe Bastardi says Bastardi has been challenged whether the recent cold has anything to do with climate change, saying that the cold in the 1980s was colder than this year. Recent cold snap, and it was never connected to climate change or global warming. And there's more. Bastardi questioned whether or not the upcoming thaw is connected to climate change. Well, guess what? After 4 tweets blasted Gore, you're in trouble, because it concludes that Gore and his climate change alarmist about pursuing the narrative over the truth. That's right, pursuing narrative over the truth. And here's what it says. It says, let me get this straight. This cold is from climate change. Previously, cold shots weren't. Previously, you guessed it, cold shots are like this. 83 to 84. This cold period of cold. So what these guys want to believe is the cold is climate change. But climate change is made up coming of age short previous cold shots. There's more. For your information, Mr. Al Gore, there's more for you to learn. That because here is why. Because Joe Bastardi says he's right. Big thaw coming like numerous years with a with as cold or colder starts. Is that what climate change really is all about? Well, guess what? January, yes, that was this month. It the which is happens enough to be in U.S. weather or could be a crisis. Why were previous cold shots colder? So climate change causes cold, but prevents it from being as cold. Now so here's the second one. One thing I can do is to try to reach people that wants to know the why before the what. Hurricane season would see an end of major hit drought in the spring with big wildfire season and had roaring start to winter from October, and none of that has anything to do with climate change. Climate change. And finally, because and see, I told you, 3 strikes. What's the 4th one? Well, guess what? The moral of my political life video blog story is this from Joe Bastardi. Is sometimes if you want to see forward, you have to look back. No one is anti-science more than you, Mr. Al Gore. You're an anti-scientist. You're just causing it. For example, does my I can open this. Does my drink with grape juice and then fruit punch? This looks like cold to you. Well, guess what? I did ask my friend Donna. She sings in my choir. Sings with Kids Memorial. Ask if I can help myself some. Yes. Punch at her choir party tonight. Just for a night. And I couldn't help myself. So who knows? I just want to give you a few examples. And what about anti-model? Yeah. Except these beauties from Victoria's Secret wearing lingeries, or it could be a model or whatever it is. But the anti-model could be anti-scientist, anti-model 3. And lastly, anti-climate. Do you think that you guessed it? Do you think that you guessed it? Polar bears, ice cubes, and all that crap of yours could look like snow, could be freezing. It's not going to work that way. It's not going to work that way. But the only question of authority of models and causes of variances is that one truly wishes to pursue the answer. And Joe Bastardi is right. You need a reality check. Yeah, you need a reality check, Al Gore. So get your climate change out of here and that's all I can say. Who knows? Anyways, enough of this weather business. If I could check outside, and wear my glasses. Look out. Winter is here for this week. And that's my political life video blog story. And I'm sticking to it. Oh, by the way, thank you, Joe Bastardi. Just kidding. See you later.